Hi, let's continue listening to the personal stories of Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie, through which she guides us to the danger of a single story. She reveals the danger of a single story. Now, here is another experience. I come from a conventional middle class Nigerian family. My father was a professor, my mother was an administrator, and so we had, as was the norm, live in domestic help who would often come from nearby rural villages. So, the year I turned 8, we got a new houseboy. His name was Fide. The only thing my mother told us about him was that his family was very poor. My mother sent yams and rice and our old clothes to his family. And when I didn't finish my dinner, my mother would say, "Finish your food, don't you know? People like Fide's family have nothing." So I felt enormous pity for Fide's family. So, let's try to comprehend the ideas. So, can you describe Adichie's family? Yes, her family was a conventional middle class Nigerian family. What was her father? He was a professor. What was her mother? She was an administrator. Those working class people, they live in domestic help. That was the common, normal, or typical thing, a rule followed in that place. That is why she says her family was a conventional family. They believed in general principles or methods and behaviors followed by many people of the society. Okay, so that is the meaning of conventional. They live in domestic help, and the people who come as servants, they would often come from nearby rural villages. She says when she became 8 years old, that particular year when she turned 8, they got a new houseboy. What was the houseboy's name? Yes, his name was Fide. What was the only thing mother told about him? Yes, his family was very poor. This was the single thing Adichie's mother told her about Fide. And Adichie happened to see that her mother sent sweet potatoes, yams means, and rice and their old clothes to his family. Whenever Adichie did not finish her dinner, her food, her mother used to say, "Finish your food," because people like Fide's family have nothing. So, what was the feeling Adichie always had in her mind for Fide's family? It was great pity, enormous pity, a feeling of sympathy. Okay, that was the attitude towards Fide in Adichie's mind. That single attitude, that single viewpoint, perspective that Fide was poor, did that change later? That single story, that single stereotypic story changed. When? When did it happen? Then, one Saturday, we went to his village to visit, and his mother showed us a beautifully patterned basket of dyed raffia that his brother had made. I was startled. It had not occurred to me that anybody in his family could actually make something. All I had heard about them was how poor they were, so that it had become impossible for me to see them as anything else but poor. Their poverty was my single story of them. So, Adichie says she had a single impression, okay, of Fide's family. What was that single impression or single story? It was that they were poor. But it changed on one particular Saturday when they went to Fide's family. When they visited Fide's village, and Fide's mother showed them a beautifully patterned basket. What was it made of? It was made of dyed raffia. Dyed means colored, tinted with dye, the coloring thing. And raffia is a soft material that looks like a string, a very thin soft material that is made from the leaves of a type of palm tree used for making baskets, mats, etc. So it was made by Fide's brother, and it was beautifully patterned. And when Adichie, Chimamanda Adichie, when she saw this, she was startled. She was extremely excited or surprised, because in her mind it had never occurred. It had not come as an idea in her mind that anybody in Fide's family could do such a beautiful thing. In her mind, it was only a single viewpoint or a single opinion about them, that they were very poor. So, because of that single impression about them, it was impossible for Adichie to believe that they are capable of doing something very good. They are talented people. It was very hard for Adichie to believe that. That was why she was so startled, so surprised. Okay? So, what was the danger of that single story? Adichie couldn't believe her eyes. Okay, she was quite surprised, because in her mind she had only one single story about Fide's family. What was that single story? Fide's family was very poor. But this single story changed when she happened to see the beautifully patterned basket made of dyed raffia which his brother had made.